Hey YouTube, welcome back to UniXTCG, and we're coming at you with another Dragon Ball Super Fusion World video. As most of you guys know, the leaders for FB08 have been spoiled, so we're going to dive into those effects, talk about what I think their archetypes may look like, and make some general predictions for the set. Now, that out of the way, I just want to say that if you like this video, make sure you like this video, and subscribe, join Unix fam today so you never miss a beat for Fusion World or Gundam card game content. And then past that, if you want to get some of these cards for yourself, make sure you get on the description, check out my sponsor, Hyperbeam Cards, and pre-order it because they are a great place to buy the boxes at a great price. All right, let's talk about these leaders. Here we go. We got the first leader of this, and this is going to be Son Gohan Adolescence. As I said, I did make some predictions, and I think I got it pretty right. I said Son Gohan for this. I think that was pretty obvious with the Trunks super combo. And then for blue, I said Caulifla. No, I said Hit or Kefla. It turned out to be Caulifla, so I kind of got sort of right, but not fully right. For green, I didn't really know, but somebody on Facebook actually pointed out that that Piccolo was from the Turles movie, so congratulations to you for whoever you are, you guys know. And then for yellow, I said it was Broly. The Broly super combo plus his Gohan, I thought it was Broly. And then the black one, I couldn't pin, and I would have never guessed they went to Goku Jr. But we are here, and we are starting off with Son Gohan Adolescence. Now, on the front side, very normal leader, 15k power, when attacking, draw a card, and then he awakens at 4 less life, but you draw a card and you flip him over. When he gets to his awakened side, this is where things start getting nutty. This guy is a 2000 power leader. When attacking, draw 1 card. Activate battle your turn once per turn. Switch 2 battle cards that include Son in their card name in your battle area to rest mode. Your card that is in battle gains 30,000 power for the battle. Then if your opponent's life is at 4 or more, deal 1 damage to your opponent. So here's the thing about this leader. This is very Masters coded, and it's very similar to a leader that came out for Masters in the same color with the same character. The crazy part about this is if your opponent is at 4 life, you will have the ability to attack them, turn 2 cards that include Son in the card name to rest mode, make this leader a base 50k power leader, and then burn them from 4 to 3. Then you can pile up however much you want on it and let it bang. This is going to be probably the craziest part about this leader, is that you're going to force your opponent very easily from 3 to 4, or from 4 to 3 and a chunk of their hand gone, or straight up from 4 to 2. And that's going to be a huge part about this. So if this deck has the ability to rush people down, it will be probably one of the quickest killing decks in the game. Now, if you guys remember the Masters deck or the movie, you guys understand that this is the movie that dropped the family Kamehameha, which means that we are very likely going to get Goku and Goten cards to show that. Now, seeing as that we have this and we see all the leaders now, I think it's safe to say that Red is due for another secret rare, and I would not be surprised if Red's secret rare was either all 3 of them on 1 card or just a Goku. But with that being the case, I think back for Masters, they had a Gohan leader, a Goku card that was the real pusher, and then a Goten card that allowed you to boost up the Goku to go stupid mode. But because this guy is able to drop you from 4 to 3 or 4 to 2, depending on how much combo you put on it, I am just calling it now. We are going to have a secret rare that has double or triple strike, and it's going to be in red, and it's going to be something to do with the family Kamehameha. I think it's just coded, especially when we look at the other leaders, and just see that only 3 of these leaders really can contain hype. And I'll talk about that more when we get to the end of it. But just understand that this archetype, we already saw a Trunks super combo. This archetype is going to have some sort of Goku, some sort of Gotens, probably some Videls for the support effects, and maybe some Trunkses, just to be able to go into these things. Family Kamehameha is either going to be its boss card, or is going to be the secret rare and its boss card for sure. So I'm very excited for this, but the real issue, or the real thing I will need to know, is how fast this deck can press you from 8 to 4 life. Because the moment you get to 4, if this leader awakens fast, like most red decks do, you're going down to 3 at minimum, you're going down to 2 at max, and then you might only have 1 more turn before they hit you with the massive finisher and burst you down for a game. So this is going to be a very fast deck, and it's a Gohan. You guys already know how I feel about my Gohans. I will be playing him. Now, the next card we have on our docket is actually going to be the Caulifla. And Caulifla is very, very interesting. On the front, bringing back critical leaders. I know Demon King Piccolo is here, but I don't count him because he's kind of buns. But we have this Caulifla, and you have critical and basically permanent. And you're right, permanent your turn, this card gains 5k power, so it's actually going to be like the old critical leaders that we used to have. And then Awakening, at 3 or less, draw 1 card. And then flip this card over. 3 is wild for a crit leader because you're gonna have to take 5 life. You're gonna have to take your life cards down faster than most of you guys should be hitting that subscribe button for this video. And I just really think that that's a very interesting choice. We're gonna probably have to receive a lot of self-awakeners, like no less than 3 self-awakeners in this set. Otherwise, this leader might be dead on arrival. That the awaken effect is when attacking, draw 1 card, activate main once per turn, 1, discard 1 card from your hand, choose 1 battle card with the universe 6 and special traits in your battle area, return to the owner's hand, then play up to 1 battle card with a cost less than the card chosen by this skill with a different card name in universe 6 in its special traits from your hand. So there's a lot of things to think about here. This is a effect that is entirely dependent on what cards come in this archetype. It's universe 6 in a new color that's not red. It has a very unique play style, and this is going to be pretty rough. So for instance, you're already discarding a card to essentially swap a card from your field to your hand that costs lower. I think that this is weird because that means that the card you hard cast out should be the strongest card, and then you swap it for a card in your hand that's weaker. However, we have seen in this game that there are cards that manipulate levels. Like look at Broly. Broly has cards that come out for 4 but boost themselves up to 7. So you could have that effect like that. A card that comes out for 3 boosts itself up to 4, so you can swap it out for another 3 cost or something like that. Maybe even go up 2 levels. But you can also have cards in hand that reduce their power. Like something I think would be cool is like playing out a Kaba, and the Kaba maybe has like a drum effect. Draw 1, self-awaken. That way you don't fully minus. Then you can actually swap the Kaba out for a card in your hand like a Kefla, that says, that's a 5 cost, that says in your hand, if your leader's universe 6, minus it by 2 costs. That way you could play out a Kefla that in your hand costs us 3 when the Kaba maybe costs 4. You know, play out the Kaba that's a 4 cost, get its effects, swing with it, and then play 1 to bounce it back to your hand to pay out the 3 cost Kefla in your hand, and it comes out it's a 5 cost. That's my take on it. But already looking at this effect, if enough of these cards don't draw, you're gonna just start bleeding hand. Like imagine if you have to play out the Kaba and he doesn't give you any cards in hand, and then you have to discard 1, so that's the second minus, to bring back the Kaba to then play out this new card. You're still at a -2, and yes, you did swing twice and you played out 2 bodies that turn, but one of them doesn't stick. So I think that this leader is very dubious. I will be watching her because going down to 3 is a lot, and generally when they force your leader to go down to 3, it's because your leader's cheating. Like literally think about all of them. Broly was cheating out energy and playing cards like that. Topku was cheating out bodies. Zamasu was cheating out life. Most of your 3 life leaders, you start cheating once you play them out. UI Goku is cheating out combo power. I think that there's potential, but as you also know, Broly was good in set 1 and had its on and offs going on. Topku was broken. Zamasu was pretty decent, very annoying to play against. UI Goku was okay. And so the 3 life leaders have kind of had a very weird mixture of relevance and playability. So who knows, this may be good, but we need to see a lot more of her cards to know for sure. And that is kind of the big issue with this Caulifla. But moving on to the next card, we have Turles. And oh man, if I just said Caulifla needed like a little bit of weirdness in the archetype, Turles is not much different, except Turles, he definitely hinges on this card being good, and you'll see that. So what we have here is Turles, 15k leader in the front. When attacking, draw 1 card, awaken, and he says when your life is at 4 or less, draw 1 card, then flip this card over. Permanent, awaken, permanent, if you have 5 or less energy. Once per turn, you can use Fruit of the Tree of Might without paying its cost. When attacking, draw 1 card. Okay, so here we go. Usually the G in green is for gimmick, and they never let us know when they want us to charge past 8 or they want us to never charge past 5. And this is one of those leaders that they don't want you to charge past 5. You're hinging on the Tree of Might. well, the Fruit of the Tree of Might being a card. And it says you have 5 or less energy. Once per turn, you can use Fruit of the Tree of Might without paying its cost. So, looking at this, I'm not going to hold you. This is pretty interesting because, once again, what a lot of people don't recognize is that when they make these leaders that say 5 or less energy, they normally give you a way to cheat out cards. But on top of a way to cheat out cards, they normally give you a lot of good things for staying at 5 energy. You get some cheaper defensive options. You get some sometimes free defensive options. You get some options that allow you to charge to 6 maybe, but then sack an energy for some really good stuff. This Fruit of the Tree of Might every turn is going to have to be a big boon. Maybe 10k in Double Strike. Maybe that's too much, but going up to 30k in Double Strike, 30k is still something that allows you to combo out of it, but it's not the end all be all. So maybe 30k or maybe a 10k boost in Double Strike is what the Tree of Might gives, a valid pump. And then you get to actually go crazy with it. I don't know, but it looks like a lot is going to be revolving around the Fruit of the Tree of Might, and that scares me because that's 4 cards in a 50 card deck. Sure, they're probably, when you have cards like this, they're probably going to give us a top 10 searcher, but you can still whiff with the top 10 searcher. And the thing you're always going to run into is what happens in a game where you don't see Fruit of the Tree of Might before you awaken. What happens in a game where Fruit of the Tree of Might is your last 2 life and the bottom 5 cards of your deck. Oops. So I'm really kind of iffy on this already. I'm not even feeling like Caulifla, like, oh man, they have a lot of room to wiggle with it. Unless they give us a card that straight up fishes a Fruit of the Tree of Might from your deck, I'm not seeing how this just doesn't sometimes get prone to RNG. So let me know in the comments how you guys feel about this, but that's really all I have to say about it. The Fruit needs to do something good. Can't be too busted because it looks like this deck is wanting you to use the Fruit every single turn. So I don't think it's gonna be like 25k in Double Strike. That's too much. 45k Double Strike leader is insane, but maybe a 30k Double Strike leader is fine. You know, it's not Kid Buu. You're still gonna be able to use battle cards against it, these plus 20k cards. I think that there's a lot of room to wiggle with that. I just don't like his leader ability pertaining to a card that you can only run 4 of, unless they give us a way to like just pretty much always have it in hand. So we shall see. But yeah, are you guys looking for a place to pre-order FB08? Well, look, obviously I've got just the place. My sponsor, Hyper Beam Cards, has your number. If you go in the description, you can check out their Facebook, you can check out their Instagram, and all you need to do is send a message. They'll respond to you. They sell boxes for just above $100, and the shipping is cheap as well. So make sure you pre-order your boxes today if they still have stock. I have been getting 6 boxes just every set from them, and I can tell you they're fast on the shipping and they are good on their promises. So yeah, go in the description, check out Hyper Beam Cards, and make sure you get your boxes of FB08 today, as well as Manga Booster Set 2 if their pre-orders are still open. Go and check both of those out. And then past that, I just want to say that if you want to support this channel, all you got to do is make sure you like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and then maybe even check out my description for other quadrants of Universe X, such as my Discord or my second channel, Universe X Media, where I play games like Digimon Time Stranger, Dragon Ball Genshin Squadra, anything that really tickles my fancy. So yeah, thank you guys for the support. Love y'all. We're almost at 10k subscribers, and let's head back to the content. Okay, back to what we're looking at now. We have probably the most interesting leader here, and this is going to be Broly. Now, Broly is going to be a 15k leader. When attacking, draw 1 card, awaken. When your life is at 3 or less, draw 1 card, and then flip this card over. Now, this guy is our first yellow 25k leader, so I believe the only color that doesn't have 25k leaders right now is actually black. What, red has Jiren, blue has the Masu, green has Broly, yellow now has Broly, black, you know what? Throw in some heroes and give us a Xeno Broly. But JK, they're probably never going back to heroes because heroes is discontinued in Japan. The point is, black is the only one missing a 25k leader. And once this guy awakens, he says permanent, if you have a battle card with a cost of 5 or more and sand in its special traits in your battle area, your opponent can't attack with battle cards unless they switch one of their active mode cards to rest mode. So this is a floodgate reminiscent of a card called Mecha Frieza Robotic Riposte in Masters, which was a counter card that negated the attack, and then from then forward, if your opponent wants to attack, they have to rest an unrested card. Now this is interesting because the first thing it says is your opponent can't attack with battle cards. Now, this is a very Masters coded card, much like Gohan, and with that comes with the sequencing. A lot of us are trained to swing with our leaders first in order to see our next draw and have more options. There are only a few leaders in the game that cause you to break that thought process, like Baby. Baby is going to be an attacker that can also combo rested cards. So you want to swing with at least one card first, then attack with your leader to then combo with that card and then get its effects off. Well, this is now a leader that's going to force you to have that same mentality, because your leader is going to be a card that you don't have to swing with, or there are going to be some kind of cool things you can do. If you have your leader will always be your free swing, and you'll have to kind of get used to that. But there are going to be some times, like if you have it says you need a 5 or more sand. Yeah, battle card with cost 5 or more in sand, your special traits in your battle area. They probably won't swing with that card. But if you're playing like yellow versus yellow and you have a way to rest it, sometimes it'll be the best to swing with your leader and maybe put some stank on it, put some combo power on it, and try to swing over this card if it's low enough attack. A 5 cost might denote it being 30k or more, to try to get off the field before you swing with the rest of your stuff. I'm assuming because of an effect like this, you're not going to want to give it barrier or too much protection, because that would be ignorant and it would force the game to really kind of drag. But it's really cool that they're adding a floodgate to a leader, which is good because this leader does not draw. Like, activate main once per turn. If you have a battle card with cost 4 or more that includes Broly in its card name in your battle area, switch one of your energy to active mode. So here's the cool thing. If there is a Broly with 5 cost or more, you are going to be able to play that Broly and have a floodgate, but also once per turn, untap one of your energy, allowing you to play one above curve. That last part is a very interesting effect, and I can't wait to see how that comes into play. Is there going to be an extra card they want you to use multiple times on defense or offense? Is there going to be a effect on the said 5 cost or higher Broly that they want you to activate? There's no way to know, but the one thing I want to say is that just like Caulifla, this archetype is going to do a lot of heavy lifting. Your opponent will try to awaken you as fast as possible, because once they do awaken you, there are 2 things that are going to happen. If this leader awakens at turn 5 or later, they will be able to have 5 turns of drawing for turn and drawing with their leader swing, plus the cards they get from their life, establishing a nice hand. But then once they flip, there's no way to draw off of their leader, meaning the entirety of their deck is going to come from drawing for turn and cards that give them extra cards from the top of their deck or that search. Now, with that being said, if you awaken them too fast, they don't have the energy necessary to play their 5 drop, meaning that the floodgate's not in effect, meaning that not only do they not draw, but you're going to be able to pick cards out from their hand. This could be disastrous versus decks like Daimaku, Green Vegeta, Giblet, decks that can come off the rip very low to the ground and go wide while doing it. Against this deck, a deck just being like Shin into a 2-drop, next turn Shin into a 2-drop, next turn Glorio, or evolving into Super Saiyan 4 Daimaku, is going to give this deck a really hard time, because they won't be set up enough to use their full defenses. However, the other thing is, the second effect isn't going to like just destroy your game as far as I know. Like, I can't imagine one energy being the difference between you dying every turn. But the first effect is very important, that you keep your life from going too fast until you are ready to awaken. So we're going to see if this deck is built right. It's going to have some draw incorporated into it, maybe some self-awakening, but mostly draw, and some ways to keep yourself alive, some blockers, some cards that restrict untapping, just ways to keep yourself alive until you're ready to land that 5 cost Broly and then just go from there. I'm assuming it's 5, but just because like a 5 cost Broly would fit into both of these. But there may be something different, because once we're done with all of these cards, we are going to talk about why I think that that there's 2 obvious secret rares. So yeah. Now the last card we have here is going to be Son Goku Jr. And this is the leader I didn't see coming. I flat out didn't see coming. You have less on its front side, when attacking, draw 1 card, and then when your life is at 5 or less, flip this card over. The Awaken side is 20k power, permanent, increase the cost of cards with Goku's lineage and their special traits in your battle area by 1. When attacking, draw 1 card. Okay, look, I'm gonna keep it a buck skizzy with you. I have no idea what this could be leading to. Normally, I feel like I can look at a card and I can kind of tell where it's going based off the leader. This is out of my ballpark. Like, when I see Goku's lineage, I think swap from Masters. And maybe that is something that can happen. you can increase the cards in your battle area by 1 and then, you know, swap them out by something that costs 1 more. So maybe the swap engine doesn't work in non Goku Jr. decks because you can't swap a 1 cost into a 3 cost, but you can swap a 1 cost into that turns into a 2 cost into a 3 cost. So maybe we'll see that, but I don't think we've seen anything about swap being added to the game, so I have no idea how this is going to work. They have had pseudo swap in the game, like Broly is a pseudo swap chain, but I have no idea how this is going to work. I have no idea what this archetype is going to do. I just know that it increases the battle area by 1. In some cases, that's going to protect boss cards. If you get to like a level 6 and then they get boosted to a level 7 or something, or a level 5 and they get boosted to level 6, there's a lot of cards that target specifically 5 costs or lower, and they won't be able to touch these cards. So I just don't know. Until we see spoilers, I have no idea how this Goku is going to work. It's just kind of like, okay. It seems very underwhelming, and perhaps more than any other of the leaders we've seen for this set, he's going to need the most work for what we're going to do. So that's kind of weird. But yeah, now we're going to talk about what I think are my main predictions for this set. Okay, so here we go. When it comes to the SCRs, I think that one of the SCRs is super locked in, and I think I'm pretty sure what we're going to get for the other one. So hear me out. You have these leaders, right? You have Son Gohan from the Broly Second Coming movie. You have Caulifla from the Tournament of Power. You have Turles from the Turles movie. You have the Fruit of the Tree of Might, or the Tree of Might. You have Broly from Second Coming, and you have Goku Jr. from was it the Legacy of Goku? Something weird like that. Some weird. Now, when it comes to this, we can rule out a couple things. God forbid, Kami forbid, we get another green secret rare. And I'm gonna put it on the table. If we get a green secret rare, everybody jump in on my videos and start clowning me, because like obviously I'm the fool. I just didn't see secret rare number 19 coming out from set 8. But I don't think we're getting another green secret rare, nor do I think that any secret rare coming from Turles' movie would be hype at all. Keep it away. So yeah, we're ruling out that right now. And then when it comes to these last 4, Gohan, Caulifla, Broly, and Son Goku, I don't think their Son Goku Jr. houses secret rare. They could give us like an insane Goku. Give us some like Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Give us a Ultra Instinct Goku. But I think that's like almost borderlining on Heroes territory, and it doesn't really have like source material. I'm sure that Goku's lineage is going to include all these Gokus from times past, but we also just got a black secret rare, and clearly green has shown us that they just don't care sometimes. Like, we will get back-to-back greens. Green had a secret rare for set 5 in Nameku, set 6 in Broly, and set 7 in like Gohan, Beast Gohan. So look, they are not afraid to double down on the secret rares. However, I think that when it comes to Broly, Tournament of Power U6, and Gohan, Family Kamehameha, I think that those are far outlying, like those are low fruits to pick at. Those are easily crowd favorites. So then when it comes down to the last 3, Gohan and Broly and Caulifla, I just have to put Caulifla in last place, because the only thing I think they could do for a secret right here is Kefla, Super Saiyan 2 Kefla. But I have to think about it. If you were going to put 3 cards in the secret rare slot, and you know they have to be popular, you know they have to move weight. Looking at Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla, legendary Super Saiyan Broly, who hasn't gotten a secret rare yet, and Family Kamehameha. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. I think you really just have to go in and just trust that they're going to put the 2 Saiyan leads for the same movie, mind you. Like, I think right off the rip, we're auto locked in for a Family Kamehameha. Whether it's a Son Goku, whether it's a Son Gohan, whether, I mean, I don't like it being a Son Goten, but when you look at enough Dragon Ball games, like, I know some of you guys have been in here. When you look at enough Dragon Ball games, they do tend to have, like, Goten in Dokkan Battle was just a support character. And I think that it was Gohan that was the main pusher, and then Goku was another character on the team. But when you come to Legends had Goten as the character that does the father-son Kamehameha, and they had Goku and Gohan as supports. When we had Masters do this archetype, Masters had Son Gohan be the leader. Son Goten, I believe, was the main pusher, and Goku was a free-to-play card that can come down and boost because he was a dead angel and he came back from the wish to power them up with the Kamehameha and be a part of it. So there's any ways they can go, but just be assured that I think that we're going to get a secret rare that's either all three of them or one of them that goes in conjunction with this. And the cool thing about this leader, the Gohan leader, is that he can give that 30k power to anything. So there's a lot of like boosting that can happen in the deck. I personally think that we're a lock-in for a red SCR this set. And then if we're getting a red SCR this set, it just feels thematic that the other side of this fight, Broly, one of the most popular characters of all of Dragon Ball Z, would be the second SCR. And that being the second SCR would be a perfect excuse to have him have a level 5, or sorry, a cost of 5 or more Broly on the board to play him. So defensive juggernaut, or maybe it's the offense of this deck, I don't know. But I'm calling it right here. The SCRs for this set, I think auto lock-in for the family Kamehameha, and either a Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla or a legendary Super Saiyan Broly, but my money is on Broly. So that is that. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the speculation that came along with it. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of both the archetypes, the leaders, as well as the new secret rares that I was predicting. Like I said, if I'm wrong, come into the comments, clown me. If I'm right though, give me my flowers, because I think I've been in the game for long enough to kind of know this. I think that it's pretty good. Now, granted, I said what I am predicting. I'm gonna let you know what I want. I'm a Gohan stan for life, so I definitely want the father, sons, family Kamehameha. I think I would rather actually have Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla as a secret rare. I know you Broly fans are about to jump me in the crowd, but I actually like Dragon Ball Super Broly more than I like Z Broly. I think Z Broly just had like all of like the aura, but no substance. Whereas Dragon Ball Super Broly actually has a future, and I think he still has aura. So, yeah, I'm kind of hoping that Caulifla gets the secret rare, because I think that it'd be really cool for Blue and TOP and U6 to get some shine like that. Broly has had a leader. Broly has had a secret rare. Broly has had so much. And so I'm here. I'm here for Broly not getting this secret rare. But yeah, that's just me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like I said, go down in the description and check out my sponsor, Hyperbeam Cards. See if the pre-orders are still open for FB08 and Manga Booster 02. Check out my Discord. Check out my secondary page for video games. See if you can get that Twitch page up to 1,000 followers. I really, really appreciate that. And I will see you guys in the next video. Later.